You're listening to the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network, home of the #1 sports talk show on the planet, The Doug Stewart Show.
This is a revolution in radio, the realest, trillest sports talk show in America, The Doug Stewart Show. This is sports talk for the people.
The Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. Real talk, real radio, real people, just like you.
Yes!
National Debt Relief is one of the country's largest and most reputable debt settlement companies, made up of energetic individuals who are passionate about helping thousands of Americans with debt relief. Most importantly, we're all about helping our customers through a tough financial time in their lives with education and individual customer service. We're dedicated to helping individuals and families rid their lives of burdensome debt, specializing in debt settlement, and they've also negotiated settlements for thousands of creditor and collection accounts. Providing clients with both expertise and proven results, this means helping customers in time of hardship to get out of debt with the least possible cost. It can also mean conducting financial consultations, educating the customer, and recommending the appropriate solution. Core Services offer debt settlement as an alternative. I repeat, alternative to bankruptcy, credit counseling, and debt consolidation. National Debt Relief is your #1 advocate group to help you reestablish financial stability as quickly as possible. So give us a call at 844-828-4975. Again, that's 844-828-4975, and work it out.
At Ticket Liquidator, we believe you should have access to the experiences you want to be a part of. Since 2003, Ticket Liquidator has been connecting buyers and sellers with the most sought-after and often sold-out events across the country. Ticket Liquidator's nationwide network gives you access to one of the largest online inventories of sports, theater, and concert tickets, with prices lower than most companies in other markets. And our security policies are solid, so you can buy with absolute confidence. More tickets, better service, and lower prices, so you can witness the best entertainment, culture, and sports events worldwide. At Ticket Liquidator, we know that seeing a legend bring down the house or watching your team win the championship is about more than a ticket. It's about being there. For all your sports and entertainment ticket needs, call us at 855-638-3034. Again, that's 855-638-3034.
Let me tell you about Travel by Stats. Travel by Stats delivers premium travel packages and provide excellence by focusing on assuring that their tour itinerary is clear. For destinations they've never taken, they even take the trip in advance of the actual one you're about to take. This ensures everybody has a great experience. They've been around since 1988 and have been operating here in Atlanta since 2000, starting from the ground up, but they now boast of a team operating in 5 states. Travel by Stats not only specializes in Caribbean destinations, they also provide a variety of reasonable, cost-efficient events by land, air, or sea. One of their big things is sports travel for football fanatics who live in Metro Atlanta. That's the fun way to go anyway. Here's some of their upcoming list of events. Giants at Cowboys, Falcons at Giants, Falcons at Cowboys, Cowboys at Saints, Patriots at Cowboys, and many, many more. Contact them at 855-266-6675, extension 700, for the owner, Maritza Wilmer. Again, that's 855-266-6675, extension 700. If you mention my name, Doug Stewart, you'll receive an extra 10% off your package. Travel by Stats. Where they don't sell travel, they sell fun. Meet me at the club. It's going down. Meet me in the A. It's going down. Meet me in Atlanta. That's right. The weekend of September 26, 2015, we are celebrating the 1-year anniversary of the Doug Stewart Show, Stewies. And it's going to be crazy. We got a whole list of events scheduled for the entire weekend. That's going to be so fun. Come celebrate with your boy. Starting out Friday night, man, with a meet and greet party at the Artist Den downtown ATL. Late Friday night, it's the Fella Soiree at T's Gentlemen's Club in Buckhead. Saturday morning, the TDSS Golf Shootout at North Fulton Golf Club downtown ATL. Saturday night, the main event, the all-black party at the DoubleTree Hotel in Buckhead. And Sunday, the Falcons versus Cowboys viewing/day party on the rooftop lounge at Mardi Gras Cafe, downtown ATL. It's going to be fantastic, man. You've been looking for a reason to come to Atlanta. Here's your perfect reason. Get all the details at tdssweekend.eventbrite.com. Once again, it's tdssweekend.eventbrite.com. See you in Atlanta. The 1-year anniversary of the Doug Stewart Show. Yes! Yes, sir.
At my signal, unleash hell.
You gotta run before you can walk.
You've reached Kicking It with KC show.
I couldn't help but notice your pain.
My pain?
It runs deep. Share it with me.
What is your deepest fear, young man? It's going.
Why you keep saying that? What's your deepest fear? What that mean?
All right, so this is KC on the Kicking It with KC show, live here with my man Doug Stewart, streaming live on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. How's it going there, bro?
How you doing, brother?
Oh, man, I am doing excellent. Doing excellent. Yeah, man, happy to have that Falcon win that just occurred. You know, my New York Giant guys.
That was a big one, man. On the road, beating the Giants, a team that had their number over the last couple of years. That was a huge win for the Falcons. I didn't expect that one. As a matter of fact, I didn't expect the first one either. So, yeah, I'm happy.
Oh, yeah. Big time. All right, man. So, you know, a lot of people want to know a lot of information here. I'm going to get right into it. All right, first thing is, how did you get your start here? Because you got a nice brand, and I know your brother started with football, and you were athletic as well through school. How'd you get into sports broadcasting?
Oh, man. I mean, we've told the story before, but basically my brother had just retired from the NFL, and he had a relationship with a couple of people in the broadcast for Georgia Tech football, in particular Wes Durham, who calls the Georgia Tech Yellow Jacket football games, the sports period. And so when he retired, he said he wanted to get into media, and he called up Wes and, you know, said, is there any way you can help me get into media? And so Wes was like, yeah, I got a couple contacts. I work with these guys at this local radio station. So I'll give them a call and put your name in there and see what happens. And so lo and behold, that radio station, 790 The Zone, called him and basically offered him a job where when someone was on vacation, one of the on-air guys was on vacation, he would come in and fill in. So he did that, you know, for a couple of months, and he'd come in probably once, maybe twice a week. You know, sometimes he wouldn't go in at all because no one would be on vacation. And then over time, we were at his house one day in his basement, and we had this huge argument about sports. It was about the Dallas Cowboys, Quincy Carter, and could the style of offense that they were running with Quincy Carter with the Dallas Cowboys and that style quarterback, could it work in the NFL? And so we had this big blow-up argument, and there was a bunch of guys in the basement. And when we finished arguing, you know, a couple of dudes like, man, y'all should have y'all own radio show. And basically the light bulbs went off, and we started talking about it. It was like, you know, that'd be a good idea. I mean, we play sports, and, you know, we pretty intelligent brothers, and, you know, they don't really have a show with brothers on the radio in Atlanta talking sports. So we pitched the idea to the radio station. They liked it, gave us an opportunity, and the rest is history, man.
Wow. Hey, that's awesome. And then let me ask you this. You guys, when it comes to sports radio, I would say y'all had a cutting edge. It's something different from what we've heard here in the Atlanta metro area. and probably a lot of the nation. So you guys brought a whole different edge to it. What can you say about your brand?
Yeah, I mean, when we first got on, once again, we got one night. Like they were like, all right, you come tonight. And it was at night once again. And so the signal went down on AM radio, so a lot of people couldn't even hear us. But before we got on, we was like, listen, let's just be ourselves. Let's do like barbershop talk, like we were doing in your basement, like guys do back at the crib in our little hometown of Moncks Corner, South Carolina, where the old guys get under the shade tree on a hot summer's day and just tell lies.
Right.
And so we were like, we're not going to be like everybody else. That's played. Let's just be ourselves, like brothers, and, have the conversations like dudes would just normally have. And then we made that decision not to be cookie cutter and not try to sound like everybody else. And so we infused hip-hop and kind of like the street talk or whatever that we do when we're not like in a corporate setting.
Right.
Just tried to make it fun, and it worked out. Everybody loved it, and we got to do a lot of big things outside of just radio here in Atlanta. And it all started with the radio show, The 2 Live Stews.
All right, let's pause for a break.
Whole Team Enterprises, a full-service graphics and marketing company that will take your company's image to the next level, specializing in graphic design, web hosting, printing, video editing, event planning, and more. They are cost-effective, professional, and have an awesome quick turnaround. Please give them a call at 888-755-0036 or visit them online at www.wholeteam.com. Be sure to get your car serviced by the professionals at ICN Services, located in the Buckhead area of Atlanta. They are a full-service automobile concierge service who are an on-site automobile detailing provider with the advantages of their come-to-you service. Your car can get their needs taken care of while you continue your day. They will take your vehicle to appointments, inspections, repairs, returns, and more. Find them online at www.itscleannow.com or reach them at 404-934-0675.
Go see my guys at Platinum Auto Accessories in Lithonia, Georgia. They can get your car audio needs tight. In addition to the audio enhancements, they specialize in visual enhancements for your car as well. Lighting, rims, alarm systems, remote starts, and more. Visit Kevin and James with some of the best deals in the Atlanta metro area. Conveniently located at 2648 Lithonia Industrial Boulevard off I-20 and the Evans Mill exit. Also give them a call at 678-323-7888. Mention this ad for a special discount. Friends of the Kickin' It with Key C show.
You've reached Kickin' It with Key C show.
Thank you for once again supporting our sponsors. And we're back here at the Kickin' It with Key C show, and we're interviewing Doug Stewart of the 2 Live Stews. All right, so let's get back into this interview.
And you guys are also big in social media. I'll say that there's a lot of different shows that didn't really harness it, especially in the beginning. But you guys right off the top were Facebook, MySpace, Twitter, Instagram, and you right now you're doing Periscope. So you always tied in what you're doing with social media, and y'all been big on the streets as well as big in social media.
Yeah. I remember the first social media we did was with Twitter, and actually Ryan came in studio and he was like, man, he saw Chris Bosh on it on something they did on ESPN, and Chris Bosh was talking about this thing called Twitter. And I'm telling you, at that time, nobody, at least in Atlanta radio, was doing Twitter or involving Twitter with, with their show. And so we both got on Twitter, man. And once again, I believe we were the first people in Atlanta to do it. We also got on, subsequently after that, we got on the thing where you can actually do a live stream. I can't even remember what the name of it is now. Not FaceTime, but we used to do it on the show as well. We used to do it on a one day a week, and where people could see us in studio online. So, yeah, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all of that stuff, man. We just felt that it was an easy way to just keep in contact with the listeners. A lot of people want to know what goes on behind the scenes doing commercials. And so it's a great platform, man. And to be honest with you, I really, really think, social media has been a blessing to me in particular. My brother really he said that he was retired from radio for this 3 years that we've been off. And the whole time, I had been still keeping up to date with people and letting people know what I was doing on social media.
Right.
And so that really kind of connected me with people and let people know that I'm still talking sports. And then when I started doing the YouTube show, and then I started doing the Doug Stewart Show on Stewart Media and Entertainment on Spreaker,
right.
I had an instant connection with people to let them know where they could hear the show. And if it wasn't for social media, man, most people just forget about you after a while gone from radio. And I was able to stay in contact with a lot of people that used to listen to the Two Live Stews and bring them directly over to the Doug Stewart Show just by sending out a tweet or posting something on Facebook. So to me, social media is a godsend, bro.
Right. All right, and this is Keith kicking it with Doug here live on the Stewart Media Entertainment Network. And we're speaking about Doug and how he got out here into these streets and onto your radio waves. I had a question. You pretty much answered it. What do you find is a difference or any kind of obstacles, anything that you find when you transition from terrestrial radio to podcast and then back to terrestrial radio?
Oh, my gosh, man. I just talked about in the last question you asked about how I've been able to keep in contact with a lot of people through social media. But I mean, honestly, man, it is so tough to get people to change their ways. And, I mean, people have been listening to radio in their car, I don't know, I'm just going to guess 100 years. And so it's hard for people to conceptualize how easy it is to listen to online radio. I mean, it's actually easier than listening to radio in your car. It's more clear. It's digital. But people are just, caught up in their routine where they get in their car and they turn the radio on and that's it. And I try to explain to people, it's not really a lot to even explain, but I try to explain to people, all you have to do is click on this link and then you're listening to the show. Like on Spreaker, the show plays live and all you do is click on the link and bam, you're automatically listening to it. You can go back and 1 more, 2 more clicks, you can see the archive podcast from the past, the past year, what I've been doing with Stewart Media. So it's very, very easy, but it's so hard. And I go out sometimes, man, and people will stop me in the street. What are you doing now? I was like, man, I've been doing my own podcast for a year. And these are people that follow me and are my friends on Facebook, and they have no clue. And then I'll tell them, and then I know that they still don't get it. They don't understand how easy it is to check out, Doug Stewart, one half of the Two Live Stews, which doing a radio show online, I have a lot less obstacles. I can be more free. I can give you more honest opinions. So it's actually even a better platform than celestial radio. But it's a hard process to get people to understand and to accept it. That there's a better type of radio out there. I think in 10 years, when more of these car companies have online mechanisms that are built in the car when they come from the factory, I think in 10 years it's going to be the norm. It's actually flipping. But right now we're still in that process of trying to get people to understand that online radio is just as good or better than celestial radio.
Right. Oh, man. Hey, that's good stuff. Let me ask you this here. You've kind of broadened your business out in a couple of directions here. One thing that you've been offering is affordable advertising and podcast broadcasting through your network, through a couple mediums. How do you find that it's been working out for you? And it's non-traditional, as far as getting into this area here. But it allows you to grow not only yourself but other brands. So speak on what it is you're trying to do with that direction.
Yeah. Well, 2 things. The advertising, we're doing advertising on Fiverr.com, starting at $5 for a 60-second ad. I mean, that's just incredibly cheap. with the standards in radio today, and I know what the numbers are if we were on celestial radio. So that's great. It's basically just an outlet to give people a fantastic rate on advertising. Hopefully they'll have some success, and then they want to buy more advertising at better terms and a more profitable thing for my network. And then the broadcasting other shows, executive producing other shows like this one we're on right now, the Kickin' with Kesey show. I mean, just like I said, I know how tough it is. The only way I've been able to amass close to 10,000 followers on Spreaker in a year, have over 250,000 listens, is because I was able to keep in contact with a lot of people, and I was able to get the word out. And my brand is a little bit bigger than a lot of other people that do shows online. You know, right. We were on ESPN for 5 years, so a couple of times we actually threw out our Twitter account. So I've got like 11,000 followers on Twitter, and I've got 5,000 followers on Facebook. So the whole thing is I've got people that are already locked in that follow the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. So whereas if you come on by yourself and try to, do a radio show, it's hard. People don't know who you are. You don't have the brand that we have. We're blessed to have that brand that out there right now. So basically, I'm spreading the love. You might have a great show. You might have a great podcast, but you probably don't have listeners just because of how things worked, how I've just talked about over the last 10 minutes. Right. So we'll give you an opportunity to have your show heard. Now, whether people continue to listen, whether you grow your listenership from being on the network, it all depends on how good the show is. But you'll get an opportunity to be heard, and we'll kind of like tease you and lay out the groundwork for people to give you a chance from the very beginning, whereas so in a lot of other cases, you won't even, have that opportunity to have people hear your show.
Right. And I do want to thank you for allowing me to, take part of your network and be able to broaden my audience into your audience as well.
Right.
So that's one thing, is I'm appreciative of that.
All right, let's pause for a break. Next time you're in need of live video footage, be sure to hit my guys at Mastermind Productions. You can actually find them online at www.mastermindtv.net.
Based in Atlanta, Georgia, they specialize in short films, concerts, music videos, sporting events, promotional videos, commercials, weddings, fashion and photography at affordable rates to accommodate many budgets, and more.
You also can reach them at
678-420-8494. Mastermind Production.
If you're a fan of the Kickin' It with Kesey show, you also can find my app on all of the different mobile outlets, on the Google Play Store, on the Apple Store, and also on the BlackBerry World. You can find me on Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, Mixcloud, iTunes, and more. Be sure to download the mobile app. Wholeteam.com, www.wholeteam.com/podcast.
You've reached Kickin' It with Kesey show.
Okay, we're back with the Kickin' It with Kesey show, and we're speaking with Doug Stewart of the Two Live Stews over the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. Let's go ahead and finish up with Doug.
All right, here's another. We're going off into another area here. Name me 5 hot songs that are out today.
5 hot songs that are out today.
Hey, listen.
All I do, I listen to old school music. I listen to obviously the stations here in Atlanta, B103 and 107.9.
Right.
But I just talked about this yesterday, man, with somebody at my daughter's Little League football game. Every song on the radio is either Drake or Future. Every song is either Drake or Future, or either it's the producers, the production from those two artists, man. And so everything kind of sounds alike to me. I hum along with it, man. A lot of times the beats are very catchy, but I couldn't probably even give you 5 names of 5 songs. I know I like that Usher song, or not Usher, it's Chris Brown, Are You Drunk? I think that's what it's called.
Yes.
I like that song. I don't even know, man. I can't give you 5 names of 5 songs. I know it when I hear it, but I couldn't give you the title of it, bro.
Hey, you like me, man. I'm the same way. I come from a different area. I'm like, how we go from Nas and Jay to what we got now?
Right. And you know, I'm very passionate about my old school hip hop, bro. I've talked about it before, and you know, this Drake phenomenon, I just don't get it. I mean, bless his soul, bless his heart. He making money, but you know me, if you listen to my show, I play old school hip hop. I do a Tribute Tuesday where I play old school hip hop. Now, if you want to get into a conversation about old school hip hop, we can do that. Ask me a question about that.
All right, well, here's one more new school question. Can you do the Dougie?
Can I do the Dougie? The song is named after me, bro. Of course I can do the Dougie. But my Dougie is more like Dougie Fresh. It ain't like them young boys that came up with that song a couple of years ago. It's like Dougie Fresh on stage back in '79 at the Fresh Fest or something like that.
Oh, man. All right, we're going into a little bit of sports, man. I got a little bit. Bold college predictions.
Yeah, on the 2 Live Stews on 640 WGST on Saturday mornings, 11 a.m., we actually made our predictions, and I also did it on my show, TheDougStewartShow.com.
Okay.
I predicted Ohio State to play in the national championship along with Georgia Tech, but that's not going to happen probably now. Georgia Tech lost this past weekend against Notre Dame, but you know, some things can still happen. We've seen one-loss teams make it to the championship games. In the SEC, man, I'm telling you, I watched LSU this past weekend,
right?
With that Leonard Fournette kid, the running back, and the Chad Kelly quarterback at Ole Miss. Ole Miss is looking fantastic right now.
They were
Yeah, those are the toughest 2 teams in the SEC, and obviously in the Big Ten, Ohio State and Michigan State are playing fantastic football. But like I said, I like Ohio State. And then the Pac-12, man. I don't know. It's a coin toss between Oregon and USC. I think both teams will have a couple of losses throughout the season. As a matter of fact, they already do. But I think those are the 2 creams of the crop in the Pac-12. In the Big 12, man, obviously TCU is sitting real pretty right now, undefeated. The schedule is very conducive to continuing to get wins. I think TCU is going to get into this bowl championship playoff system this year. And I think that they might shock the world. The Boynton kid, man, is fantastic. So I like TCU obviously in the Big 12 this year.
Okay. All right.
Did I mention the ACC? Yeah, I mentioned Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech and Florida State are the creams of the crop as well, and Clemson. But I'm still going to ride with Georgia Tech. I'm not being a homer, man. I think Georgia Tech, that offense is dynamic. They give teams a hard way to go offensively.
Right.
And have been playing very good defensively as well. So I like Georgia Tech in the ACC.
That's true. All right.
Yep.
we're getting close on our time. Let me get your NFL predictions.
Okay, NFL, man.
Super Bowl.
At the start of the season, I took the Indianapolis Colts with Andrew Luck and that bevy of wide receivers that they have, man. Even though they didn't show good in the first week, they actually play a Monday night game tonight against the Jets. So I took the Colts. I took a flyer on them. And in the NFC, man, I took the Green Bay Packers. I got the Packers winning the whole thing. They should have probably won the whole thing last year, if not for some miracle things that went down in their game and in the NFC game against the Seattle Seahawks.
Right.
Man, Aaron Rodgers is the best quarterback in the game. It's not even close. He is just so phenomenal, so accurate. He puts the ball on the money. Give me the Packers and the Colts in the Super Bowl, Packers winning the Super Bowl in 2015-16 season.
All right. Now, let everybody know that in my network, let everybody know how they can actually reach out to you.
Yeah. Check out my show, man, TheDougStewartShow.com. That's all you need to do is go to TheDougStewartShow.com. but we're also on Stitcher, we're on iTunes, we're on iHeart, and of course we're on Spreaker.com, all under the Doug Stewart Show. So we're all over the place, man. The show comes on Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Time in the morning. And it's just like the 2 Hour Stews. I tell people all the time, we have a lot of fun, man. It's the stews, but it's just one stew. And I actually have a lot more leeway than I do on terrestrial radio again. So it's a lot of fun, old school hip-hop conversation, birthday talk, this day. And we play a lot of good old school music. So it's a lot of fun, man. And trust me, it's not like any other sports talk show in America.
Hey, that's true. That's true. And hey, that's how I got in here myself. That's how I got in myself. All right. So I want to thank you, Doug, for spending your time here kicking it with Keith C, for allowing me to be able to expand into your audience and expand you into my audience as well. And hey, thanks for everything you do.
Thank you, man. Keith C, I appreciate it, bro.
Once again, I want to thank y'all for kicking it with Keith C. I want to thank Doug Stewart and the Stewart Media Entertainment Network for allowing me to be a part of their family. And I want to thank you guys for continuing to listen to me and supporting me. And just remember to keep God first, and I'll kick it with you on the next one.
You're listening to the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network, home of the #1 sports talk show on the planet, The Doug Stewart Show.
This is a revolution in radio, the realest, trillest sports talk show in America, The Doug Stewart Show. This is sports talk for the people.
The Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. Real talk, real radio, real people, just like you.
Yeah!